Hello students, how are you all? Hope you all are fine and taking care of yourself and you all are taking care of your family. Okay, I just hope that. Yeah. So, students, let's revise what we have learned in our last theory class. We have learned in our last theory class, that is Newton's universal law of gravitation. Hope you all remember this term, because this is very important and every time this question will ask in your exam. So what is the definition of Newton's universal law of gravitation? That is, force is directly proportional to the product of the masses and it is inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So in formula, how we have to write this term, that is F is equal to G m1 m2 upon r square. What is G? G is a universal gravitational constant and r is a distance. M is what? M is mass of the two objects. Yes. Then we have learned about the term uniform circular motion and magnitude of centripetal force. Yes, here we have derived the term, that is F is equal to mv square divided by r. What is V? V means speed and it is equal to distance traveled divided by time taken. So that is again equal to 2 pi r divided by t. And then we further derived one formula. This is a kind of theoretical thing. Then we have seen Earth gravitational force. Here we have taken various examples. That is, first what we have taken. What do you mean by this? That is, Earth attract every object near it towards itself because of the gravitational force. Yes. Then we have seen that the one boy is throwing one ball, and then what happened? It goes about a certain height, and then it again come back vertically downward on the earth. So when we throw a stone vertically upward, this force tries to pull it down and it reduces its velocity. Okay. Then we have seen artificial satellites. Okay. Then we have learned about high and low tides in the sea. Yes, so this all things we have learned in our last theory class. So today we are going to move towards the next topics in our chapter number 1, gravitation, and that is Earth gravitational acceleration. So student, Earth exert gravitational force on object near it. According to Newton's second law of motion, a force acting on body results in its acceleration. Thus, the gravitational force due to the earth on a body results in its acceleration, and this is called as acceleration due to gravity, which is denoted by small g. Students, don't confuse in between capital G and small g. You have to remember these terms. That is, acceleration due to gravity is denoted by small g. So as we can see in the image, that is, as the gravitational force on any object due to the earth is directed towards the center of the earth, the direction of acceleration due to gravity is also directed towards the center of the earth. That means vertically downward. Okay, when we throw a ball upward, what happens? It comes vertically downward. Acceleration is a scalar quantity. Acceleration is a vector quantity. What do you mean by this vector quantity? Vector quantity is defined as the physical quantity that has both magnitude and direction, like force and weight. So remember, acceleration is a vector quantity. Then next what we are going to learn, that is the value of G on the surface of the earth. Okay, we can calculate the value of G by using Newton's universal law of gravitation. For an object where m is situated at a distance, r from the center of the earth. So according to the Newton's universal law of gravitation, F is equal to gmm upon r square. So m is what? M is the mass of the earth. Then F is equal to mg. Yes, mg. So from the equation 1 and 2, what we will get? F will get cancelled. So mg is equal to g capital M small m divided by r square. Then again here 2 small m gets cancelled. G is equal to g capital M divided by r square. If the object is situated on the center of the earth, then small r is equal to capital R. So what we will get? G is equal to gm upon capital R square. The unit of G in SI units is meter per second square, and the mass and radius of the earth are 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg is a mass of earth, and radius is 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 meter. Using this in equation number 4, what we will get? Just distribute. G is always 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11. Then M 6 into 10 raised to 24 divided by 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 square. Then we will get y square, because here there is r square. Okay, what we will get? That is equal to 9.77 meter per second square. Thus, the acceleration depends only on the mass and radius of the earth, and so the acceleration due to gravity at a given point on the earth is the same for all the object. It does not depend upon the properties of object. Now students, tell me, will the value of G be same everywhere on the surface of the earth, or it may be changed? Think about it and then tell me. Yes, no. The answer is no. The value of G is not same everywhere. It changes according to the various kinds of location. So the first term, that is change along the surface of the earth. The shape of the earth is not exactly spherical, and so the distance of a point on the surface of the earth from its center differs from place to place. Due to earth rotation, the earth bulges at the equator and is flatter at the poles. Its radius is largest at the equator and smallest at the poles, and the value of G is highest at the poles, that is 9.832 meter per second square, and it is lowest at the equator, that is 9.78 meter per second square. Then change with height. As we go above the earth's surface, the value of R in equation G is equal to gm divided by r square increases, and the value of G is decreases. The decrease is rather small for heights which are small in comparison the earth's radius. For example, remember that the radius of the earth is 6400 kilometer, and if an aeroplane is flying at a height of 10 kilometer above the surface of the earth, its distance from the earth's surface changes from 6400 kilometers to 6410 kilometer. That means it gets increases, and the changes in the value of G due to it is negligible. Okay, so now we are going to see one table, and this table shows the change of G with height above the earth's surface. At the place surface of the earth, the height is 0 kilometer, and with respect to G it is 9.8. At the place Mount Everest, height is 8.8 kilometer, and the value of G is 9.8. The maximum height reached by man-made balloon, here the height is 36.6 and G is 9.77. At the place height of a typical feather satellite, the height in kilometer is 400, and G in m, that is meter per second square, is 8.7. Then the height of a communication satellite is 35700 kilometer. With respect to g, it is 0.225 meter per second square. Change with depth. Okay, the value of g also changes if we go inside the earth. The value of r in equation g is equal to gm upon r square decreases, and one would think that the value of g should increase as per the formula, but no. Let's see what will happen. However, the part of the earth which contributes towards the gravitational force felt by the object also decreases, which means that the value of m to be used in equation g is equal to gm upon r square also decreases. As a combined result of change in r and m, the value of g decreases as we go deep inside the earth. Every planet and satellite has different mass and radius. Hence, according to g is equal to gm upon r square, the value of g on the surface is different with respect to r. Yes, and on the moon it is about 1/6 of the value of the earth. Okay, mass and weight. What is these two terms? What is the meaning of these two terms? So mass is the amount of matter present in the object. Its SI unit is kg, and it is a scalar quantity. That means it is a physical quantity that has only magnitude. For example, it has only mass and electric charge. It doesn't has any force and weight. Its value is same everywhere. Its value does not change even when we go to the another planet. According to Newton's first law, it is the measure of inertia of an object. Higher the mass, higher is the inertia. Inertia is the resistance of any physical object to any change in its velocity. This includes changes to the object's motion, speed, or direction. What is weight? The weight of an object is defined as the force with which the earth attracts the object. The force of an object of mass m on the surface of the earth can be written using the equation as weight is equal to F is equal to mg, that is equal to g is equal to gm divided by r square. Weight being a force, its SI unit is what? Newton. Students, remember this. It is also vector quantity. That means it has both magnitude, direction like force and weight, and its direction is towards the center of the earth. The weight of an object changes from place to place through its mass is constant. Its mass is constant everywhere. Okay, don't confuse in between the two terms, that is mass and weight. So thank you. I just hope you remember all this term. Change with depth, this is very important. This table is also very important. Student, go through this. Thank you.